just 3 weeks away from the deadline to become Real ID compliant. Sounds like a lot of words there, right? But basically, starting May 7th, you are going to need to have a Real ID compliant driver's license or ID card to board domestic flights and even to enter certain federal buildings. As the deadline is quickly approaching, the Duval County Tax Collector's Office says that there are still more than 7,000 people in Duval County who have not upgraded to this new ID. Duval County Tax Collector Jim Overton is joining us now this morning on the morning show to explain what you need to do if you aren't Real ID compliant. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
First of all, why does everyone need a Real ID?
Well, the federal government years ago decided they wanted to have everybody had to have an ID that they knew actually was valid. It came out of the 9/11 situation. And so in 2005, they wrote this bill. And ever since then, we've been slowly getting everybody compliant with the new law, which is you have to supply absolute proof of who you are to be able to get a driver's license in Florida.
So so essentially, this is also putting in. I mean, this is for safety.
This is for
a lot
safety.
of this. Okay, so I know that this is probably going to be a pain for those 7,000 people who need to update their ID, and we're going to explain what you need to do. But first of all, for those who don't even know if they have a Real ID, how can you tell looking at your driver's license?
Well, that's easy. You just look at your driver's license, and if there's a little gold star up in the upper right corner, then you are ID compliant. You don't have to worry about this.
Okay, now we've got a picture actually that you guys supplied to us, and you can see it right there in the upper right corner, that star. So pull out your driver's license, make sure you have that. If you don't, you need to keep listening. So what do people then need to do in order to get this Real ID?
They have to physically come into the office.
Oh, physically. You got to go in and wait in line.
You got to go in and wait in line. But here's the thing about waiting in line in the new era. We have a virtual queue now. So you can just get in line from wherever you happen to be that day and wait. It will prompt you as to when to come in. And when you come in, you can just walk straight to the window and be served. And the time to actually get the driver's license is about 15 minutes.
What do you need to bring with you then so that you have the proper, because sometimes, I mean, how many times have we maybe showed up and there's one thing you're missing and then you have to get out of line, you have to go back home and get it?
Hopefully that doesn't happen. You need an absolute proof of identity, which is usually a birth certificate. It can be a passport if you have a passport, but if you have a passport, you may not be looking for this anyway. You need a Social Security card or a copy of your Social Security card. You need 2 proofs of residential address, which can be a JEA bill, it can be a lease, a bank statement, something like that. You can also, for the Social Security card, you could also bring like a pay stub that would have your Social Security number on it. Most people wouldn't want to do that.
I think that part of the challenge of that is probably that address part, because it needs to be in your name, right? It's like, so I encounter this sometimes when I'm going, because some things, some of those bills are in my husband's official name and some are in mine. So you have to find that, make sure you have it.
Yeah, what if you got married? That's not, that's not your name on the birth certificate
anymore. So you have to know that that's what you have to do.
You actually have to bring your marriage certificate.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, so an official copy that has the stamp and everything on it?
Yes, when my wife did this, the process, we had to send off to Cleveland, Ohio to get a marriage certificate.
Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Any chance that this could be done, you know, online?
No.
You know how sometimes you can update your ID, like when mine expired? No.
It's always in person. It's always in person, and we have to have a picture.
Well, because that's the reason that this is being done, is because we want to confirm that you are who you are.
Yeah. Now, if you're not going to fly, or you don't care that you're not ID compliant, you can just let it go. And when your license expires, you'll have to become ID compliant at that point. But if you don't need to go anywhere and you don't care right now, well, just wait till your license expires.
Okay, that's a good point. So no one has to rush per se. But if you do fly or you're planning a trip, you know, this summer, you do want to make sure you do it. Let me ask you, let's say I realize that, oh no, I'm on the way to the airport and I'm looking at and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not a Real ID. Could I use my passport?
You can use your passport if you have a passport.
Okay, all right. So that is a backup until you can maybe get in if for some reason that you can't do it.
That obviously works for international flights as well.
Okay, Jim, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Good information. Don't postpone this. 7,000 people in Duval County alone, and we haven't even checked with the other counties, so keep that in mind. Remember, the deadline to become Real ID compliant is May 7th. You can schedule appointments.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can schedule them. It is hard. Sometimes it's kind of
a couple of weeks out usually. But the virtual line works great.
Okay, and it is nice because you can stay at work, you can join, and then they'll generally tell you, hey, you've got 10 minutes to get here or something.
Right, something like that.
Okay, all right, so try that out for sure. And you can do that by going online to duvaltc.com. To help minimize wait times, you can use the Join the Line, as we mentioned, feature, which is right there on the website.